I don't like anybody telling me what to do. And lately, the left wants to tell everybody, it's the we all know this, you should. Stop telling me what to do, you go do it. You want to support stuff that the government should stay out of, you go do it. No one's stopping you from paying more taxes.
Meet the comedian who's been shaking things up in Hollywood for years. He's never been afraid to speak his mind, and his latest move has everyone buzzing. So what's causing all the commotion this time? If you've been online, you probably know Tim Allen, the straight talker who isn't afraid to stir the pot. Known for firing off bold tweets and watching the chaos unfold, his latest comment has hit a nerve, sparking a heated debate across the internet.
He wants to know what the face of woke look like, and here's what I picture. These trolls that hide behind their computer or their screens and their laptops and their keyboards, because those are the people that complain the most, those whose faces we do not see.
Reaction was intense. One tweet from Tim Allen, and Twitter went into overdrive. Critics were quick to call for his cancellation, but let's be real. Tim isn't the type to back down or let anyone tell him what he can or can't say.
Disturbing on a fundamental level. It's gotten to the point where literally there's part of me, a deep part of me, that just, F it, bring it on. If you want to cancel me, go ahead. I mean, I can't.
But that's not the only thing getting under woke Hollywood's skin. Tim has been ruffling feathers for years and knows exactly how to push their buttons. Take, for example, his recent trip to Disneyland. It's a perfect example.
Not a toy. You are a toy. Oh.
During his visit to Disneyland, Tim overheard a 13-year-old questioning if he was pansexual because he enjoyed Skillet's music. As you might guess, the backlash came fast, with critics labeling Tim as insensitive. But here's the real issue. Hollywood struggles with Tim Allen because he's unafraid to raise questions they'd rather ignore. So why does he keep striking a nerve?
Do you still enjoy stand-up, my friend, as much as you did in the early days?
There's moments that it's more. It reminds me of my anarchist background.
Sounds amazing. There's definitely something magical about stand-up, the raw connection with the audience and the freedom to say what you feel in a moment. It's timeless, and those anarchist roots. They definitely keep things unpredictable and alive. As for me, I'm always drawn to that kind of energy. It's inspiring. Do you find it's still the best way to challenge norms and keep things fresh?
Stanley, congrats on this.
No, thanks very much.
I watched it when it was on ABC,
right,
and then all of a sudden it wasn't on ABC.
Tell the 300 of the crew and everybody the same thing. We're all going, this is the best show I've ever been on. What? We're off the air. Yeah, we all thought we were at the top of their game at ABC. Who knows how networks work? I don't know, but it was dry.
Done everything they can to try and cancel him. But here's the thing. Tim doesn't play by Hollywood's rules. Remember when ABC canceled Last Man Standing *? Here's a fun fact. It was actually one of their top-rated shows at the time.
Hey, come out here,
touch anything.
Right, and I don't like gum in there too, but all right, when we're driving around, what do other people do when they see us?
They do this.
You know why they do that? This truck is older than you, but it's a classic, and people realize it's a classic. And you're a classic too.
How flattering. I'm an old truck.
Last Man Standing * was a massive success, ranking as the second highest rated sitcom, right behind * Modern Family *. Yet, despite its popularity, the network suddenly pulled the plug. Why? Tim Allen's character, Mike Baxter, was a down-to-earth, relatable conservative, a perspective that didn't align with Hollywood's usual narrative. By portraying conservative values in a positive light, the show ruffled feathers, making some in the industry uncomfortable. It's pretty clear the cancellation had more to do with politics than ratings.
Central inauguration, right?
I was invited by, we did a VIP thing for the vets and went to the Veterans Ball, and so I went to go see Democrats and Republicans. Yeah, I went to the inauguration.
I'm not attacking you.
You get in this town. I'm not kidding. You got to be real careful around here. You get beat up. If you don't believe what everybody believes, this is like 30s Germany. I don't know what happened. If you're not part of the group, you know what we believe is right. I go, well, I might have a problem with that. I'm a comedian. I like going on both sides. Yeah. This government does stuff big. I've never been to anything like.
All right, here's the thing. When we're out driving, what happens? People can't help but check us out, right? You know why? Because this truck, yeah, it's older than you, but it's a classic. And guess what? You're a classic too. So I guess that makes me the old truck, huh?
Welcome to season 7 of
quietly, folks. All right, here we go from the top.
In Hollywood, being a conservative can be a major taboo, and Tim Allen's character embodied that forbidden combination: humor and conservative values. As Tim aptly put it, being a funny and likable conservative is a recipe for trouble in Tinseltown. It's a bold statement, but it highlights the industry's tendency to shy away from diverse perspectives and instead cling to a narrow, liberal ideology.
Christmas for us? Then this guy. For nearly 30 years, Tim Allen has become synonymous with Santa Claus.
I'm in big trouble.
After starring in the 1994 classic film.
Merry Christmas to all. And to all.
Thanks for pointing that out. If you'd like to continue discussing Tim Allen or dive into something else, feel free to let me know. I'm here.
Peyton's on the show, but I'm dressed as Santa Claus. So he's doing the same look to me. He's going, oh, look at you. And I go, no, man, I'm a fan, but I'm under 7 feet of makeup. And I was like a kid.
Tim Allen's return with Asterisk. The Santa Claus's asterisk on Disney Plus proves his lasting appeal. For Disney, a network often seen as liberal-leaning, to bring him back speaks volumes. It shows they recognize Tim's staying power and the loyal fan base he's built over the years. Hollywood might try to silence him, but they can't overlook his broad popularity. By giving him another platform, Disney is admitting that Tim Allen is a force to be reckoned with, and his fans won't let him fade into the background.
So, and then what I got to do sometimes is explain, which I hate in big arenas, that this is a thought police thing, and I do not like it. But when I use these words, this is my intent behind those words.
Things really took off in Asterisk. The Santa Claus's asterisk when Tim's character made a lighthearted joke about saying Merry Christmas, only to realize it had stirred up controversy. One simple joke, and the woke Twitterverse exploded. Some called it offensive, while others said it was politically divisive. But honestly, it's a Christmas show about Santa Claus. A joke about Christmas should be the least surprising part.
You know, Tim, you and I both started stand-up comedy in the 80s.
And Leno says hi, by the way.
Oh, Jay Leno, my boyfriend.
Yeah.
And still, you're still doing it, right?
44 cities just finished.
See what I mean by the hardest working man?
The outrage was intense. Podcaster and filmmaker Scott Weinberg set it off by sharing the line on Twitter, and the internet went wild. People slammed Tim for, believe it or not, bringing right-wing politics into Christmas. But here's the real issue. Tim isn't just facing Twitter mobs. The entire Hollywood system is set up to silence voices like his. As Tim puts it, the thought police are everywhere.
I use some provocative words, but I tell them it's words that really got from my parents. Yeah. You know, they said this stuff, and we talked about it. I can't even say it here. I can't even point to it.
Yeah.
It is an alarming thing for comedians, but my act has really been about family and kids and growing up anyway. But I was going to say, if I do some stuff. The women in my life were, whatever political party it was, always they hated the government and who's going to pay for it.
Yeah.
They always argued about that over vodka.
Tim has been open about how political correctness has changed comedy, making it tougher for comedians to take risks. He's not afraid to speak up about how it affects him. Growing up in comedy, Tim was inspired by legends like Richard Pryor and Lenny Bruce, comedians who weren't afraid to push boundaries and make people uncomfortable. Tim Allen's fearless attitude and refusal to compromise his beliefs are truly admirable. Despite intense backlash, he remains committed to his values, making people laugh while staying true to himself. His comparison of cancel culture to high school dynamics highlights the overwhelming mob mentality, yet he continues to stand strong. Cancel culture hasn't silenced him. It's only made him more determined. As a comedian, his goal is to entertain, not promote hate, and his stance is a refreshing change in an industry that often shies away from speaking its mind.